Imagine a world where the most terrifying, bone-crushing defense in the entire league completely evaporates overnight just because one man walks out the door. The tension in Cleveland right now is thick enough to cut with a knife, and for the dog pound, the anxiety is reaching a fever pitch as the 2026 season looms. We are staring down the barrel of losing Jim Schwartz, the mastermind behind our dominance, and the reality of that departure is starting to feel like a cold, hard gut punch. This isn't just about a coaching change. This is about the survival of our identity as the most feared unit in professional football. Before we dive into this high-stakes list of candidates who could either save our legacy or burn it to the ground, do me a massive favor. Hit that like button, share this video with every Browns fan you know, and subscribe to the channel right now so you never miss a single second of our daily Browns news and rumors. Now, let's get into the heart of this storm. The most immediate and frankly polarizing name on the radar is Zach Orr. Because our new leadership has been aggressively poaching talent from the Baltimore Ravens, Orr's name is being shouted from the rooftops. But I'm here to tell you right now, proceed with extreme caution. We are talking about a guy who oversaw one of the most disappointing defensive regressions in Baltimore's recent history. Just 2 years ago, the Ravens were the undisputed #1 defense in the league under Mike Macdonald. Then Zach Orr takes the wheel, and suddenly, they plummet to 18th in points allowed. Is that really the guy we want steering the ship in Cleveland? Think about the wreckage left behind. Under Orr's watch in 2025, opposing quarterbacks weren't just playing well, they were having the best days of their lives. Drake May torched them for career-high passing yards. Malik Willis, a guy many had written off, looked like an all-pro against Orr's scheme. Even an aging Aaron Rodgers turned back the clock for his 2 best performances of the season, specifically when he faced Orr's defense. They allowed a staggering 122 plays of 20-plus yards. That is a massive red flag. Why would we take a defense that specializes in suffocating opponents and hand it over to a coordinator who lets receivers run free like it's a track meet? It feels like a recipe for disaster. But wait. There is a glimmer of hope that might save us from a search altogether. There are whispers, loud ones, that Jim Schwartz might actually stay. According to the most plugged-in insiders, there is a legitimate chance the defensive staff remains completely intact. Our leadership has been very vocal about one thing: they didn't take this job for the coaching titles. They took it because of the players. They took it because of the chance to work with a generational talent like Myles Garrett. The system we have is built for these specific athletes. It's an attacking, vertical, get after the quarterback mentality that doesn't need fixing. However, we have to address the elephant in the room. If Schwartz stays after a very public and very dramatic period where he reportedly felt slighted by the new hierarchy, will it be awkward? Can you really have 2 alpha dogs in the same building without teeth being bared? If Schwartz comes back, we need 100% total buy-in. We can't have a coordinator who is looking for the exit at the first sign of trouble. Question of the day: do you think Jim Schwartz will actually put the drama aside and return to Cleveland for the 2026 season, or is the relationship officially beyond repair? Type Y for yes or N for no in the comments below. If the bridge is truly burned and Schwartz heads for the hills, we have to look at the big fish on the market. Enter Sean McDermott. This is a guy who is a pure, unadulterated winner. We are talking about a head coach with a 65% win rate over nearly a decade. He turned the Buffalo Bills into a perennial powerhouse. He is a defensive genius who knows exactly how to shut down high-powered AFC offenses. Currently, he's sitting on the sidelines because the head coaching carousel stopped spinning before he could get on. If he's willing to take a super coordinator role, he would be a home run hire. Imagine McDermott's disciplined, high IQ schemes combined with the raw, terrifying power of our defensive line. It would be unfair to the rest of the league. But the question remains, would a man with his resume be willing to take a secondary role? Or is he just waiting for the next head coaching vacancy to open up? If we can't land a giant like McDermott, the most logical and likely path is to promote from within. We have to keep the continuity. We have to keep the vibe, of this defense alive. That brings us to Efrain Banda. If you haven't been paying attention to our safeties coach, you need to start right now. Banda has been the secret ingredient in our secondary's success. Over the last 2 seasons, Cleveland has boasted one of the most elite passing defenses in NFL history. In 2023, we were number 1, allowing less than 165 yards per game. In 2025, we were top 3 again. Banda is the guy who molded Grant Delpit into a superstar. Other teams like the Cowboys and the Jets have already tried to interview him for their coordinator spots. If we don't give him the keys to the kingdom now, someone else will, and we'll be left wondering, what if? He knows the players, he knows the terminology, and most importantly, the players trust him. Then there is the veteran option inside the building, Jason Tarver. Our linebackers coach is a seasoned pro who has sat in the coordinator's chair before. He ran the defense for the Raiders years ago and has been a staple in Cleveland since 2020. If you want to know why our linebackers always seem to be in the right place at the right time, Tarver is the answer. He's the guy who developed Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah into a Pro Bowler. He's the guy who took a second-round rookie like Carson Swissinger and turned him into the presumptive Defensive Rookie of the Year. Tarver even revitalized Devin Bush's career when the rest of the league thought he was finished. Tarver is a player's coach. If the locker room is upset about losing Schwartz, Tarver is the familiar, steady hand that can keep the ship from sinking. He understands the dog-pound mentality better than almost anyone on the staff. Of course, we could always look at a blast from the past. Steve Wilks is back on the market, and he has history with our current leadership from back in 2019. Now I know some of you still have nightmares about that season, but Wilks has rebuilt his reputation since then with stints in Carolina and San Francisco. He's a veteran who wouldn't be intimidated by the pressure of Cleveland. Then there's Joe Woods, another former coordinator who is looking for a fresh start. Would the Browns really go back to a previous era? It seems unlikely, but in the NFL, you never say never. And finally, let's talk about the ultimate long shot. The dream scenario. Kirby Smart. Yes, I know he's the king of college football. Yes, I know he has a kingdom in Georgia. But he has incredibly deep ties to our new coaching staff. They have worked together, they have won together, and they speak the same football language. If Kirby Smart ever decided that he had nothing left to prove in the college ranks and wanted to test his mettle against the best in the NFL, Cleveland would be the perfect landing spot. Could you imagine the psychological warfare of having Kirby Smart calling the shots for Myles Garrett? It's the stuff of legends. It's probably a pipe dream, but in this league stranger things have happened. We are at a critical juncture. The scouting combine is only weeks away, and the NFL draft is right around the corner. We cannot afford to be the team that is figuring it out, while everyone else is getting better. We need a leader who can command the room, a strategist who can outthink the elite quarterbacks of the AFC North, and a mentor who can keep our stars motivated. Whether we promote a rising star like Banda, a veteran like Tarver, or swing for the fences with a name like McDermott, the decision needs to be made now. The window for a championship is open, but it won't stay open forever. We have the talent, we have the stadium, and we have the best fans in the world. All we need is the right general to lead the defense into battle. I want to hear from you. The dog pound always has the strongest opinions in the league. Who is your number 1 choice to lead this defense into 2026? Is there a name I missed? Are you team promote from within? Or are you looking for a big name hire? Get into the comments and let your voice be heard. I'll be reading through them and responding to the best takes. Thank you so much for riding with me today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button before you go so you stay locked in with us for all the breaking news as it happens. I'll see you in the next one.